Gamers, Glassway GM wanted to make a quick boss tutorial on how I pretty much manage the boss room, because let's be honest, on your way to the boss room, if you're hitting your div and you're hitting your champions and you're sticking together using your linear fusion rifles, you're gonna melt everything on the way in. All I was running here was banner shield with arbalist. I had the arc bow for overloads in case if the div went down, and all the arc shields, and Taipan was just destroying every single champion. I was kind of amazed. Like, we went from threaded needle to the Taipan, and like, it's crazy how quick these champions die. If you're wondering why I'm running banner shield, it's because a lot of the times you don't have really a good angle on how to DPS the boss, and I'm going to use that. This whole boss room is everything in twos. So this boss room starts, Henry the Hydra comes in, 2 overloads. When those 2 overloads die, as you see here, I just shot 2 shots, Glad shot 2 shots with the div on, he's already dead. And our hunter is hitting Aeon finishers. So we have a hunter, Aeon finishers, Glad's on his Lorelei helmet. Hammers was actually keeping us alive a lot. And I was running banner shield. Right now I'm looking for the other overload because we don't know where he is. Blinding nades are really good if you blind the Hydras and you blind the Wyverns, but again, you're going to lose out on that arbalist. I think arbalist in this specific GM is better than using Izanagi. One, Izanagi takes 6 energy on your gauntlets for anti-barrier sniper, and using arbalist, if you just shoot 4 shots, just like you would use 4 bullets for the Izanagi, you also have linear scav on as well because I'm running a linear heavy. So everything's in twos. We just killed the second Minotaur. No other champion spawn unless we damage Henry the Hydra there. So again, this is where arbalist comes into play too. It shoots through that Hydra's skin, so you don't have to wait for it. So the div will go on, throw the weakening nade, use whatever you want. We're gonna damage him, but we're not just gonna damage him. We're gonna push him, get him out. Champions appeared, Henry's leaving, you're good to go. I focus on this middle door and I try and stagger the champs so I can get them to bait to the middle door. If for some reason you do not see Wyverns or overloads coming through the middle door, watch out. They could be coming from the right, coming from the left, because all it takes is one teammate to peek through a right door or left door to pull aggro. And I think it's really good here. Our div is down and I can still control this overload with my bow. I see that there's 2, it's all bad. Again, you should not push that at all. I see that we're in a big scandal here, so I'm going to pop the banner shield to avoid the splash damage, res the div, it's only the smart thing to do, and get out of this scenario here. Again, that could cause a wipe right then and there. I've made so many guides on this GM, that's why I didn't want to do the full run. I think your boss room is very important. So again, just remember everything's in twos. Right now, we're just trying to bait these Minotaurs to come group up. Remember, when they're in here, it's free heavy. You're gonna hit finishers, but how many times have you sent your hunter or sent your teammate to go hit a finisher and it takes a res token from you? If you don't need the finisher, please don't go for it. It's just not worth it. You might have seen there me shooting that champion and I didn't have firing line procced. Some people need to realize that when you're in a GM, you have to play for not having your teammates all the time. So if you want to craft a second Taipan and put Focus Fury is 20% and it's better than Frenzy, wouldn't be a bad idea. So right here, I would usually have my banner shield and I would pop banner shield the team and let them damage the boss and push them out. I don't have it though, so I'm gonna bait this boss to the left door. If I could sit here and hold the boss's aggro, my 2 teammates can go out, get ammo, do whatever you want, but it's very important that you learn how to control the boss in this room. One person can hold aggro while the other 2 can go kill champs or go get ammo or do whatever you'd like. But if I was to pop banner shield right now, we could take him from full health down to 2/3 of health, and it's really good. Don't sleep on stasis warlocks, don't sleep on revenant hunters. I used to help people with I would help 2 people at a time and I would play revenant hunter. It's really good. You gotta remember, it is double Nightfall rewards this week, so you don't have to do a GM. You could do Masters. Now, Masters difficulty this week is not bad, but it is togetherness. But if you look at this GM, we're kind of always together. So togetherness will heal you. Also, I think it does recharge your arc and stasis abilities this week. So you could spam arc nades or you could spam stasis nades and really take advantage of that. The reason why I wanted to upload this run, this was our first run of the week. We only had one death the whole run. Like it was off mechanics. Like we really had this synergy going here. Now, again, this boss room could have been a little faster, but again, everything's in twos. I keep saying that because people just always panic in this GM and they don't understand that it's really easy to manipulate this boss room. What you're about to see too come up is when that div hits this wyvern, we were literally 3-shotting him. When that wyvern spawns, 3 shots. Wyvern was eliminated. I was just so shocked. Like something felt off today that everything was getting melted. Like when I ran Glassway and I was spamming those storm nades on my Titan, like 5 of the 6 GMs are arc damage. So you can really take advantage of these builds. I just love Void Titan here, but watch this. This wyvern's gonna come out. If you stand here, you can actually bait both wyverns. As soon as that div bubble hits that wyvern, my first 2 shots were a little too early. That wyvern's dead. We've never been able to melt these wyverns like this, but again, here he goes. We stood there, we pulled the aggro. The 2 wyverns have pushed us on the left side. That's what you want. Now to my right, I got the Hydra. Henry the Hydra's sitting in there, but we can leave him in there. Most people would push the Hydra right now and bring out 2 more wyverns, but you need to understand, more wyverns in this round bring out more barrier champs. So you should leave the Hydra alone and go out right now and kill the barrier champs. Only thing you got to worry about is that Hydra following you around, but you just call it out. Hey guys, move, the Hydra's coming out. Easy advantage here to get your refill on ammo, hit some finishers, get your supers together, and get ready for the next 2 wyverns. I think a lot of people let these barriers just pile up out here, and it can really end a run because we know these guys got aimbot. They got Zim. There's the Hydra. I tell my teammates, watch out. All I did is put a tall wall, take out the barrier, hit the finisher. Now you're like keeping up with the strike. And I feel like this is how, what I've noticed when I help people through this strike is that we get so overwhelmed by the ads because people aren't listening to call outs or we're not team shotting, and you run into a problem. So make sure you're taking the stuff out. Right now, we're gonna push the Hydra and we're gonna get ready for those wyverns again. And again, I just think, I really thought I was gonna run Izanagi for this, but Arbalest is just too good. It's just too good. You don't have to run any mods for it. It's built in. And since you're running a linear in the heavy slot, you can run that scavenger. So right here, as soon as those div bubbles hit, those wyverns are done. 2 more champions just spawned, but remember, we're catching up. Right now, we're gonna take out the Hydra, push him, tell him to get out. Wyverns are pushing us again. I should have been quicker there and team shot the wyverns there, but as you see, please wait for that div bubble. One thing we could have ran different in this is to run special finisher. We should be making div more ammo. We didn't. I ran so many of these today. We didn't ever need it, but it could help your teammates out if you do run special finisher and keep feeding div the ammo, since the div gamer is always feeding you heavy. There's so many champions in this boss room, it's kind of hard to run out of ammo. But I know the feeling when you set up a finisher, tell your teammate to go hit a finisher, and they die. Trust me, I hate it. I wish we didn't have to do that, but unfortunately with the heavy situation, how much we have to spam our linears or rockets, especially in Glassway. I run rockets in that one, but most of the GMs were running either rockets or linears, unless you want to run the bake strat for Exodus. I actually run swords for that one, but you got to make sure that you're ready for that, but we'll have another guide on that later. So right now, everything in twos. We killed everything. We killed the Hydras, or we pushed the Hydra. We completed the 4 rounds of the Wyverns, and that's it. So it's 4 overloads, 4 barriers, 4 Wyverns. That's the end of round 1. Now we're in round 2. As you see, I want to keep them at that middle door. It's very important that I'm pulling that aggro. Trying to get the other one. I see him out there. I just stun him with my bow because I want to keep him in the middle. All these ads get ran over. This is literally like a perfect run here. This is what you want to happen. I don't even see that overload anymore. You see how quick they can just disappear? Oh wait, he's right there, but I'm just letting you know, like, that's how quick he can just disappear. This is why I run the bow. Love arsenic bite, explosive head with rampage. 2 champs are dead. Now you could head glitch right here where I'm at, or there's actually a head glitch on the other side of the map where you could just damage the boss over and over and over. You've probably seen that in previous vids, but I'm going to show you what the banner strat shows right here. Now again, but if you don't have a Titan in your fire team, you could pop a well, but the splash damage might kill you. But this is why it's important. Right now, you can shoot through the boss's shell if Glad uses his Arbalist. Obviously, Gsxrclyde couldn't use it because he had div on, but again, your teammate's going to do enough damage to the boss to push the next round of champions out. Right now, we know that the champions are coming out. We're already going to that middle door. Again, right here, you do not want anyone going to the left or the right door right now, because if those champions, anything sees your teammates, those, like right there, I literally went over there because I'm like, where are they at? I know they're supposed to be at this middle door. I went and checked the right. I'm always looking. I'm checking behind my teammate. You let these enemies come. I've had runs where see, he just snuck in. I was looking at that door. I took my eye off the door for 2 seconds. I've had runs like this where one overload or one wyvern comes in and sends you all to orbit. I don't want that to happen to you. Right now, I don't have my banner shield back. So if you could incorporate in your runs how to charge your teammates, I could take off Well of Tenacity. The build that I'm using, I will put in the description. It's my dim loadout. You can copy it. I would take off Well of Tenacity off the helmet and put on Font of Wisdom. When you pick up that elemental well, because remember, you have Reaping Wellmaker on. Every time you use your class ability, your tall wall, and then you kill something, it's going to drop an elemental well. When you pick up that elemental well, that Font of Wisdom will give you +5 to whatever your stats at. I think with this build, I was at a 4 intellect, maybe a 3. So when I pick up that elemental well, Font of Wisdom will give me 9 intellect. Not a lot of people know about that mod. It's called Font of Wisdom. Definitely want to use it in your builds. If you use Font of Wisdom with like ashes on your helmet, hands on, Warlock, Phoenix wells, unlimited wells. It's disgusting. But right here, we gotta play the waiting game. Could you stand here? No. But the reason why we want to stand here is because now we're getting into the Hydra and the Wyvern round. And we really want to take advantage of this Wyvern coming out, because the boss just spawned in the middle of the room. We want to take out that Wyvern because right now the boss is going to shift to the left and we're not going to be able to take him out. In the middle, the Hydra and the Wyvern's there. I want you to see that image you just saw. When people shoot the Wyvern, they're going to shoot the Hydra, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to spawn the next round of Wyverns without them being killed. We've seen that we killed the second Hydra, or the Wyvern, and we're going to kill Mr. Henry here. I just nicknamed him that. So now that we've killed him, watch out for that explosion. I've actually killed him. So now it's all bad. You got barriers, you got Wyverns. This is where that banner shield comes in. This is why I'm glad that I didn't use it. My teammates are getting pushed. Those barrier champions are annoying. Pause champ. You don't have to kill those barriers to get a platinum. You only need to tag them, but I'm telling you right now, with these loadouts, it's so easy to kill them. So it's up to you. If you don't want to kill them and still get plat, you can, but when they all group up like this and you just start focusing your shots on one or have them teleport like that, it's kind of annoying. But I know that I have a lot of heavy. I know that I can sit here and just spam it. As you see, it's pretty quick. I actually got my type in. You might see 38k there. I actually got my type in to hit 74k with Font of Might and Firing Line. It was kind of disgusting to see in GMs. I just feel like everything's getting ran over now because we're a lot stronger. I know the resilience changes are in the game now, but today just felt... We should have first tried Lightblade, but I wasn't paying attention. And it was the last round of champions came out because I wasn't paying attention and I threw an extra nade. Shouldn't have happened, but it did. But we ran it back, and I'll actually release a video on that as well. You'll probably see the Lightblade video come out on Tuesday, right before it drops. You're probably thinking like, well, Clyde, why not drop it now? It's like, I don't want to show you guys all the GM guides right in 1 week. You know, we got to spread them out. We're working on some really good videos right now. A return to player guide, how to return to the game. Here's a good one. I did an undercover LFG raid in my Discord, in my own Discord. That video is going to be coming in about a week and a half. So we're trying to get out the new returning player guide first. But again, thanks for all the support on YouTube. As you see here, I'm just pulling the boss over here. We're good to go. Like right now, I could be damaging the boss. This is what I'm talking about. So I could hold the boss here on the left, damage him why my teammates kill the barriers. As you see, champion just got defeated. That's what Glad did. Glad took out the champion that was left. He's going to go res Gsxrclyde now. Take your time. Once you get a rundown, you can start getting these runs sub 20 minutes. I think we had a good run today at like 23, but you got to remember that we're streaming and we're just trying to chill. But right here's a good spot because the boss is going to peek this corner and you can just lay into him with linears and barriers. And obviously I'm going to pop this tall wall so they can finish the kill. But even if I didn't have this banner shield, when he peeks that corner, I could shoot him at least 3 to 4 times, maybe even more with Arbalist and my linear and the heavy slot to type in. But hopefully this boss tutorial guide helped you out. I didn't want to do the whole thing because I just thought people want to know how to get to the boss room. That's where your wipes are at. So let me know what you guys think of just the boss clip anyway. Hope this guide helped you, and yeah, enjoy being bald when you go to orbit. I'm just kidding. See you guys next time.